Hey there! Welcome to the Overcomers of Relapse Lounge podcast. I am D, your host. This is episode 10, my final episode of season 14 of my podcast. So welcome to all of my listeners out there. Hey, it is always great to share this experience with you. Hey, my listening friends, as usual, I will be starting off the last episode of season 14 with that great music message moment. You see, I believe music is the universal language of the world. And for me, I personally like music that has the message in it that enlightens me with wisdom and knowledge pertaining to life challenges and great moments that we experience every day in our lives. Now, my listening friends, I do not own the copyright to this song. Hey, it is used for life-changing messages purposes only. So my listening friends, I have one for you today. Sit back and join me. Please listen and get the message out of the music. Hey, it may be pertaining to a particular situation that can cause change to your perception of a matter you are dealing with. Or, hey, just enjoy an encouraging melody that lifts your spirits to a higher destination. Hey, my listening friends, I will be right back with today's exciting topic and discussion. Enjoy.
Everybody needs somebody who'll be there, someone to wipe the tears and make you smile. So if you need someone that will not judge you when you fall, no matter what you've done, my love will answer when you call. So after your heart's been torn in two and you just don't know what to do, after the rain has come and gone and the sun still won't shine, after your friends have walked away, and you've run out of words to say, after you tried everything else, then try me. Oh yeah, life can make you cry and hurt you deep inside. I promise you, I know the pain you feel. So if you let me love you, I can take those clouds away. I'll fill your world with joy. You know you're wrong, I will erase. So after your heart's been torn in two and you just don't know what to do, after the rain has come, I know, and the sun still
My listening friends, hey, I hope in some way, that song inspires you. You know, I always say this, but I mean it from the heart. We all travel on different roads of this journey we call life. However, we all are on our life's journey. So I really hope that song encourages you in some way and make your journey a little wiser and a little brighter. Now, hey, let's get started. I just want to put this out there right from the beginning. This podcast is not only pertaining to relapse as far as drugs, alcohol, or any other addictions. We are open to all topics. However, our main topic is why do we have addictive behaviors and how can we overcome them? On episode 10, the final episode of season 14, I would like to use for a topic. You're bragging? You heard me right, my listening friends. The topic is called You're Bragging? Now, my listening friends, this topic came to mind when I had the opportunity to go on site and sit in at a rehab center. Now, I cannot begin to tell you the unbelievable conversations I heard. Now, when I listened in on the topics that were being discussed, I noticed that the mature crowd of people that was there for recovery, that are dealing with the battling of the disease of addictions, they were very sincere with their statements. They were making statements like how they hate this disease and how it has taken so much away from them, how they regret that they did not try to get help sooner, and just the consequences that they are facing because of the disease of addictions. I thought this was really great to hear. It was really great for me to hear. You know, because people that suffers from the disease of addictions, hey, believe it or not, a lot of times they are not aware of the disease itself. You see, my listening friends, I have often tried to explain. People sometimes think this is just a way of life because this is what they are, accustomed to. They do not really realize the destruction this disease causes until it has done some serious damage. I mean, serious damage to them, like the illegal situations, destroyed relationships. I mean, it just has caused destruction behavior, just destruction to their lives. So it was great to hear this group of people discussing their regrets, and they were glad to be a part of the program that would give them a chance to produce productive lives. Now, my listening friends, here is the clincher. So I was walking around and came across another group talking. My listening friends, I cannot believe all of the bragging I heard from this group about their drug and alcohol abuse. I mean, they were going into details about how they had ruined property or almost hit someone with their cars while driving under the influence. They were just bragging on how much meth, cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl they had used in one night, and all of the crazy and disturbing actions they committed under the influence of these toxic substances. Hey, they were doing it with no shame at all. No regrets, no shame. They were just bragging. I mean, and I am trying to keep this as nice as I can. So I am not using the grammar they were using. However, hey, most of them, especially the ladies, had on very little clothing, all kinds of flirting going on. You know, it was so bad, I even heard a couple of them stating how they were going to sneak out and meet up later that evening and have sex. Oh, and some of them were very clear, very clear. The only reason they were in rehab was for legal reasons, to avoid jail time or to just make their case look good on their pending charges. So to anyone that is listening to this podcast episode, please, my listening friends, trust me, I am not judging no one. I understand completely what disease of addictions does. It causes toxic thinking and behavior. However, my listening friends, I want to make something very, very clear. And I hope you hear this reality check. Okay? Let me tell you this story. I was talking to an associate of mine, and they were telling me that they knew this young man. Now, this young man suffered from alcoholism. I mean, drugs was not his hang-up. Anyway, he stated he was helping this young man stay clean. The young man was doing very, very well. You know, attending AA meetings, had a sponsor, doing the steps, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, the young man was sober for about 6 months. Well, the young man just happened to be in the store, and he happened to run into an old friend. Well, I guess I should say an old drinking buddy. So they spoke to each other and started engaging in conversation. Well, the old drinking buddy was not clean. He was still drinking and drugging. So he gave the clean young man a joint. Now, like I mentioned before, drugs were never this guy's hang-up. So he did not think much of it. You know, he just took it. He just took the joint and stuck it in his pocket. Well, after they said goodbye to each other, you know what happened. The temptation hit. So he tried to make sense out of it in his own mind. So he called my associate and told him what had happened and that he did not want it. But he figured it was only a joint. And he was not into weed anyway, so, you know, what harm could it do? My associate immediately told him not to smoke it, and he was on his way to pick him up so they could discuss the matter further. So the young man said, okay, there is a Catholic church across the street. I will just go over there and wait for you. So the young man, he went over to the Catholic church. He just was sitting there waiting for my associate to pick him up. Well, anyone that suffers from addictions, no, temptation is no joke. He could not resist the temptation of smoking it. So he went into the church restroom and decided to smoke it. So he lit it and smoked it. Well, finally, my associate showed up. He started looking for him. Then he decided, well, he's not around in the auditorium of the church. Maybe he went to the restroom. So he went to look for him in the restroom. But when he got to the restroom door, he couldn't get the door open. See, the young man's body was against the door. I guess to keep anyone from coming in while he was smoking the joint. Well, this is really what was wrong. He was actually dead. The joint was laced with fentanyl. Hey, my listening friends, my associate has never ever gotten over this till this day. He feel if he would have gotten there just a little sooner, it is possible that the young man would still be alive. I have often explained to him that this is very, very sad, but it is not your fault. So my listening friends, now you can understand why what I seen and heard, this kind of carrying on in a rehab facility caused me so much frustration. My listening friends, the disease of addictions is nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing to brag about. There are a lot of people suffering from the disease of addictions that could use the space you are occupying, that are really looking for recovery, but because they don't have the proper insurance or they're not rich, or they don't have rich parents, they are left out to suffer, or even worse, die. During these difficult times, addictions are at an all-time high. And facilities should not be wasted on people who are not serious about getting clean. Hey, listening friends, hey, please do not misunderstand me. Anyone who suffers from disease of addictions, hey, whether they know it or not, they need help. However, we need a better solution for recovery and not just making help available to people with great insurance or high income. Hey, I really hope I have not offended anyone. That is not my intent here. But we need to concentrate harder on saving lives and not filling up our pockets. So, my listening friends, I have a question. Do you believe rehab facilities should be used as a place to brag or heal? Because in my opinion, hey, you may be bragging today, but you may be buried tomorrow. Please, my listening friends, choose wisely. Well, that's it for episode 10, my final episode of season 14. And my listening friends, you already know how I will be ending this final episode with that great meditation track. So please stay tuned to the very end of the podcast. Let's take a flight on angel wings together. Hey, my listening friends, please visit my website, The Overcomers of Relapse Lounge. Hey, it is listed on the screen. Please feel free to post on the blog, share thoughts, and feel free to chat. All of my contact information is on there also, along with a lot of great music. So feel free to reach out or just go on the website and kick back and enjoy all of the great music. Hey, my listening friends, also come join my Facebook group called the Overcomers of Relapse Lounge. Hey, we have a lot of great inspiring posts, and I mean just a great group of people to chat with. And come on, my friends, don't forget to listen and send in those questions for the Ask These segments. Hey, it is always my pleasure to serve. Hey, my listening friends, come on. Let me know your opinions and thoughts. I will really enjoy knowing how you feel about the podcast. Thanks again for joining me. And I will talk with you all very, very soon again with season 15. Hey, be good to yourself. My listening friends, take care of yourselves out there. Bye-bye.
Thank you.